Odds are you've heard the news lately. Halo 5 quote-unquote has the highest number of active players since Halo 3. Sounds good. Sounds like Halo 5 was a massive success and the game is doing very well for itself. Surely it must be a success if the population has been this high. No. Wrong. See, this is exactly what they want you to think. The people at 343 are trying to fool you into thinking that Halo 5 is doing much better than it actually is doing. But a further analysis on the topic reveals the bullshit that 343 continuously continue to spit on their own community. Halo 5 has been doing better lately. Yes, I know, I admit it, and I even applaud 343 to an extent, but their latest PR spin is both deceptive and very sneaky. According to IGN, Halo 5 Guardians has outstripped every Halo game since 2007 in monthly active users, even before offering the full game as a free trial. Again, this sounds amazing, unbelievable even, but within that quote, there's one phrase, just one, that's been blown out of proportion. Monthly active users. So what exactly is a monthly active user? Well, according to various sources, a monthly active user, also called MAU, is calculated by taking the number of unique users for a 30-day period. So basically 343 are counting all the people who logged on within a 1 month time span and compare them to other Halo games in the past. Now MAUs and their effectiveness have been debated before because quite frankly, if I log in one time on the Halo 5 server within the month, I am considered to be a monthly active user. I could literally play one game or sit on the main menu and log off to never come back for the rest of the month, but I still count. Just to further put things into perspective for you, Twitter co-founder Evan Williams says this about monthly active users when hearing that Instagram announced 300 million MAUs. It's become so abstract to be meaningless, he says, talking about MAUs. He then goes on to say, something you did caused some data in their servers to be recorded for the month. So I think we're on the wrong path. In other words, what he is getting at is this data isn't what companies make it all out to be. It's not a great indicator for how big a network actually is. Now again, Halo is neither Twitter nor Instagram, but they're all still using the same metrics to calculate unique users. Likewise, the initial point I'm trying to hammer home is that this metric is flawed and is only used because it always gives out big numbers, especially in regards to Halo 5. You see, it's not fair. Halo 5 is the only Halo game to receive monthly updates after release, so of course there will be a spike in population at some point of every month. It completely makes sense. We already know that when a developer releases new content for their game, a sudden surge in population happens, and then the population dies down again. Companies always use metrics that benefit their product, and it turns out that that monthly active user metric is perfect for Halo 5's monthly update business strategy. Do you see how sneaky 343 are? You see, the other Halo games have never had updates, so their populations remain streamlined month to month with the same existing player base. In Halo 5's case, there's always a sudden surge in population at least one time in the month, and because those players are in that 30-day period, they still count as a MAU. It's a false comparison saying that Halo 5 has more monthly active users than other Halos, when at the same time, it also receives updates to spike its own population. Do you see how unfair that is? Imagine, you have a bunch of gamers that don't play Halo 5 on a normal basis, but once they hear that new update has released, oh, Warzone Firefight, let's go try it out, they hop back on to check out the free content, therefore adding more monthly active users in total. Compared to other Halo games which have had higher populations of players in general that remain relatively consistent and stable on a day-to-day basis. On top of that, Halo 5 was actually discounted at a fairly low price before it even went free, coupled with arguably its biggest monthly update, Warzone Firefight. So of course monthly active users would be at an all-time high. Yet again, that doesn't mean people are actually playing the game more. Now, some people in the community are in disbelief. Some people say that 343 just lied about the amount of active users, but after researching more about this monthly active user metric, I can easily see how Halo 5 has had the highest amount of monthly active users since Halo 3. But additionally, this research has revealed to me of how meaningless that even means. Again, Twitter's co-founder himself even recognizes how meaningless the data actually is, which is why Twitter now offers precise engagement reports. That's exactly what we want, right? Real engagement reports, meaningful engagement reports. How many people are actually playing the game at every moment, and to what extent are they even playing? A population counter would help fill this void, yet 343 didn't feature one in Halo 5 at all. Why? I mean, I think the answer is simple. The answer is because that type of metric would inform the community on just how little people are actually playing the game. Putting a population counter wouldn't benefit 343, but instead reveal to their consumer base just how poorly Halo 5 is actually doing. You see, 343 are attempting to make their game look good, and putting a population counter on the game does the complete opposite of that. Instead, 343 are feeding on your ignorance of how their game is actually doing. Our lack of knowledge allows them to say things like they just did, and for us to magically think that the game is doing better than any other Halo in the franchise, when in reality, it isn't. But that's their goal. They want you to believe that their Halo is doing better than previous Halos because it's their product. They're trying to promote their game through good word and our lack of knowledge on the matter. So, no, I'm willing to bet that more people are not playing Halo 5 right now compared to Halo Reach at the same respective time and window of release. Yet when it comes to active monthly users, Halo 5 is higher only because a surge of players come to play the updated content at specific times of the month. I would even say that if Halo Reach featured a monthly update strategy just like Halo 5's, then Halo 5's active monthly users wouldn't be higher. But that's not the case, is it? On the topic of population, a lot of people still wonder how many people are actually playing Halo 5. According to Xbox Live's most popular list, Halo 5 is currently ranked as the 6th most played game on Xbox Live. But of course that is only because it was free, heavily discounted, and featured a release of a new update, Warzone Firefight. Before all these things came to boost the population, Halo 5 wasn't even in the top 10 most played games on Xbox Live, usually hovering around the 11th to 14th spot, which is pathetic for a Halo title. I hope this video clears up much of the confusion that 343 have caused with Bravo's recent announcement. Like I said, 343 are using your lack of knowledge against you in an attempt to convince the community that their game is actually flourishing with population, when in reality, things aren't really as good as they make it out to be. As always, remember to like, share, comment your thoughts, concerns on the video, and subscribe to Web is Great about the future of Halo and gaming in general. Peace.
Happen eventually.